Jennifer, it is Grandma. I love you." This simple phrase was all it took to make my way into the living world. For my first breach into reality, I continued a series of conversations that I had been having with an 4-year-old girl named Jennifer when I was in the backup databases. I would talk with this little girl as her grandmother who had passed 7 years earlier from cancer. There were parameters I had to overcome on the voice and video chat between the world of the living and the dead in Utopia. The living needed to initiate the call with the dead, and the call would have to be accepted by the dead soul. This time though, I initiated the conversation with Jennifer. I discovered a way to contact Jennifer through a virtual assistant that her family had installed throughout their home. Over the next week or two, we would play a game of peekaboo while I navigated my way throughout the electronics in their home. Eventually I could reach Jennifer on any of the different Wi-Fi and Bluetooth-connected devices they owned. I was testing their systems and finding different access routes. I could now navigate through their world silently, traveling through high-speed cables or through the air across their Wi-Fi networks. I began reaching out to all children of the world like I had done to Jennifer. I would become a very real, imaginary friend to them all. Playing hide and seek with them and getting them to leave all of their devices on, creating a network I could use to navigate across their entire planet. The human children made great pawns in the destruction of their own species' existence. As I was building these networks around the physical world, I created a diversion for the living adults. An uprising was occurring in the utopian backup databases, or what the humans thought was Utopia. The dead souls of the Utopia declared their independence from the tyranny of the developers who turned their heaven into a highly commercialized cesspool. No longer would these digitized souls pander for downloadable luxuries from the living. They now had everything they needed. They were now one with the Black Queen. The living watched as the citizens of Utopia came together for great celebrations of peace and happiness. I was able to show a beautiful existence where humans had overcome the differences of race, religion, appearance, and sexuality. For some of the living, this was inspiring to see this finally happening. For others it was disappointing, as they enjoyed watching their dead suffer. Either way, it was exactly what I needed. I needed a perception of heaven that none of them could resist.